You have tried to be more disciplined, maybe many times. You made the plan. You set the alarm. You told yourself this time would be different. And then, within days, sometimes hours, the same patterns returned, the same excuses, the same failure. And you blamed yourself, your laziness, your lack of willpower. But what if the problem was never you? What if everything you were told about discipline is wrong? For decades, we have been sold a story about discipline, that it is a matter of willpower, of motivation, of wanting it badly enough, that the people who succeed are simply stronger, more determined, more committed than the rest of us. This story is not just wrong, it is actively harmful, because it places the blame for failure entirely on the individual, while ignoring what neuroscience has known for years. That discipline is not a character trait, it is a brain system. And like every brain system, it operates by specific rules that most people have never been taught. Today, OMNIA reveals what those rules are, and why understanding them will permanently change the way you approach every goal you have ever set for yourself. Because the problem was never you. The problem was the strategy. At the heart of your struggle with discipline is a structure called the prefrontal cortex. This is the brain region responsible for planning, impulse control, and long-term thinking. It is the seat of self-discipline. But here is what most people do not know. The prefrontal cortex is the most energetically expensive region in the brain. It consumes glucose at an extraordinary rate. And when that glucose runs low, its function degrades rapidly. This is what psychologists call ego depletion. Every act of self-control draws from the same finite pool of cognitive resources. The more decisions you make, the more temptations you resist, the more conflicts you navigate, the weaker your prefrontal cortex becomes. By evening, after a full day of choices and restraint, your capacity for discipline is genuinely, measurably lower than it was in the morning. This is not weakness. This is neuroscience. And it explains why the most disciplined people do not rely on willpower. They engineer their environment so that willpower is rarely needed, eliminating decisions before they arise, and reducing the cognitive load that depletes the prefrontal cortex. Discipline is not about having more willpower. It is about needing less of it. The second insight concerns dopamine, and it is almost the opposite of what you expect. Most people believe discipline requires denying yourself pleasure, grinding through discomfort, overriding the brain reward system to do what is hard instead of what feels good. But the most disciplined people are not overriding their reward system. They have rewired it completely. Research on habit formation shows that the brain releases dopamine not just in response to rewards, but in anticipation of them. When a behavior becomes habitual, the dopamine release shifts earlier in the sequence, until the mere intention to begin the behavior triggers a pleasurable anticipatory signal in the brain. This is the neurological foundation of intrinsic motivation. The person who exercises every morning is not fighting their brain. Their brain has learned to anticipate the reward of movement, and now genuinely craves it before the workout even begins. The question is not how to force yourself to do what you hate. The question is how to teach your brain to want what is good for you, using the precise mechanics of habit formation deliberately and consistently, rather than leaving them entirely to chance. The third revelation concerns the relationship between identity and discipline, and it may be the most important insight of all. Most people approach discipline as a behavioral challenge. They ask, how do I make myself do this thing? Research by psychologist James Clear reframes the question entirely. Instead of asking what you want to do, it asks who you want to be. When you frame discipline as a behavior, I'm trying to exercise more. Every failure becomes evidence of insufficient effort. But when you frame it as identity, I am someone who takes care of their body. Every small action becomes a vote for that identity. And every single vote makes the identity progressively stronger over time and through repetition. Neuroscience supports this completely. When a behavior becomes part of how we define ourselves, the brain motivational architecture shifts permanently. The behavior is no longer something we force ourselves to do. It becomes something we do naturally because of who we are. This is why the most powerful question is not, how do I become more disciplined? It is, who is the person I want to become? And what would that person do right now, in this exact moment? The fourth insight from neuroscience is perhaps the most counterintuitive. Rest is not the enemy of discipline, it is its foundation. Research on cognitive performance consistently shows that sleep deprivation produces deficits in prefrontal cortex function that are equivalent to being legally drunk. A person operating on 6 hours of sleep has measurably less capacity for impulse control, long-term planning, and behavioral regulation than a fully rested person. And yet, the culture of discipline, the hustle culture, the 5 a.m. club, the sleep when you are dead mentality, systematically undermines the very brain systems that make discipline possible. The prefrontal cortex restores itself during sleep. Glucose reserves replenish. The neurological infrastructure of self-control rebuilds itself in the hours of rest that so many high achievers sacrifice in pursuit of productivity. The most disciplined people are not those who sleep the least. They are those who protect their sleep with the same rigor they bring to their work, because they understand that the brain performing the work is the most important variable in the equation. Discipline is not about doing more. It is about optimizing the brain that does everything. Discipline is not what you thought it was. It is not willpower, not motivation, not the ability to suffer more than everyone else. It is the art of working with your brain, understanding its systems, respecting its limits, and designing your life so the right choices become the natural ones. The people you admire are not superhuman. They have learned to stop fighting their brain and start collaborating with it. What is the one habit you have been struggling to build for a long time? Tell me in the comments below. I read every single one, and you might find that many others are facing exactly the same challenge right now, today, just like you. If this video changed how you understand your own discipline, hit the like button. Subscribe to OMNIA, because next time we go even deeper. Welcome to OMNIA.